There is a law, unseen yet powerful, that governs all prosperity. The law of right action, right thought, and unwavering faith. When one aligns their mind with divine order, even the smallest seed of investment blossoms into a mighty tree of abundance. Many rush in and out of opportunities, tossed about by fear, greed, and impatience. But the wise soul knows what is planted in faith must be held in faith until the harvest. Every great stock, every enduring business, begins as an idea, a spark of intelligence inspired by divine substance itself. When you buy into greatness, you are not merely buying a company. You are aligning with an idea whose time has come, and when you hold that idea with faith and patience, you partake in its growth, expansion, and prosperity. Those who sell too soon sell their belief, and what is lost outwardly mirrors what has been released inwardly. There is a spiritual rhythm to wealth. It flows to those who are steadfast, who do not panic at the winds of change, who trust that what has value continues to unfold value. The market is but a mirror of consciousness. When you are rooted in fear, you will see chaos. When you are rooted in faith, you will see opportunity. Great stocks are like great visions. They rise, they dip, they pause, but they fulfill their destiny when held with unwavering conviction. You must not chase the noise of the world. The crowd sells when storms appear. The wise know that storms water the soil of future gain. In those moments of doubt, affirm silently, I am one with divine order, and divine order governs my investments. For divine law has no panic, no loss, no haste, only growth, expansion, and right timing. The universe does not rush the blooming of a rose, it unfolds in perfection. So too must your wealth unfold. To buy greatness and never sell is to declare faith in divine intelligence. You are saying, I believe in the power of good ideas, in the law of increase, in the abundance that knows no end. When you act from faith, you step into the stream of prosperity that cannot be broken by market tides. The world's fear cannot touch the one who knows the truth, that value grows when held in harmony with divine principle. Let your mind be still, your heart be strong, and your hands be steady. See your wealth as a living thing, guided by unseen forces that respond to your inner attitude. Hold with love, hold with faith, hold with gratitude. For that which you hold rightly will multiply rightly. Greatness rewards loyalty, prosperity rewards peace. Never sell your faith in what you know to be true. For when you keep faith with your best investments, of time, of energy, of belief, the universe keeps faith with you. True wealth grows through faith, patience, and alignment with divine order. Every seed of prosperity begins in the unseen, in the quiet conviction that what is yours by divine right must come to you. The moment you believe in the abundance that governs this universe, you align yourself with a law far greater than any market trend or worldly event. Faith is the foundation of all lasting riches, for without faith there can be no patience, and without patience there can be no harvest. The one who plants a seed and digs it up each day, to see if it has grown, shows no faith in the process of life. The wise investor, like the wise soul, trusts the invisible forces working beneath the surface. They know that every season has its purpose, every delay its design, and every waiting moment its divine instruction. Faith is not idle dreaming, it is the calm certainty that what has been planted will bear fruit in its perfect time. Many lose wealth not because of bad investments, but because of anxious minds. They water their seeds with fear and wonder why nothing grows. But the universe listens not to words, it listens to vibration. When your vibration is one of trust, peace, and expectancy, everything begins to move toward you in harmony. To be impatient is to doubt the law. To fear is to close the gate to abundance. When you learn to wait in faith, your wealth becomes inevitable, because you have aligned yourself with divine timing rather than human hurry. Patience is not passivity, it is the active expression of confidence. It is the strength to stand still while others run, to hold while others sell, to believe while others despair. It is the quiet knowing that divine law cannot fail. You may see storms, dips and droughts, but they are part of the divine cycle of growth. Just as winter hides the flower that will bloom in spring, so temporary setbacks conceal the blessings being prepared for your prosperity. Those who panic at every fluctuation reveal that their roots are shallow. True wealth demands depth of soul. It demands trust that what you hold in faith will increase through divine order. Divine order governs all that is lasting and good. There are no accidents in divine law, only adjustments that bring things back into perfect balance. When you align with divine order, you stop resisting life. You understand that every challenge has meaning, every delay has purpose, and every opportunity is divinely timed. The world may call it patience, but in truth, it is spiritual intelligence. You no longer act out of emotion or impulse, you act from knowing. You see beyond appearances to the perfection that is unfolding. Divine order is the architect of your wealth, arranging the right circumstances, people, and timing to bring forth your good. Many seek shortcuts, trying to force results through haste or manipulation. But forced growth never lasts. It collapses under the weight of its own imbalance. True wealth, built on faith and patience, has roots deep in divine soil. It cannot be shaken by fear, criticism, or the noise of the crowd. The individual who trusts in divine order becomes unshakable, for their foundation is eternal. The markets may shift, economies may rise and fall, but divine law never changes. The same intelligence that keeps the stars in place governs your prosperity, when you walk in harmony with it. Faith is not something you hold only when things go well. It is the anchor when everything appears uncertain. It is in those moments of darkness that faith proves its power. When your outer world shakes, your inner knowing must remain firm. The universe responds to certainty, not confusion. The more you trust in divine order, the more doors open in perfect alignment. Wealth flows toward the one who expects it, not the one who doubts it. When you trust completely, you create a magnetic force that draws all good to you. Patience is the expression of divine timing within you. It is saying, I release my anxious need to control and trust the greater plan. Every successful life, every enduring fortune, has been built upon this understanding. To wait in peace is to demonstrate mastery. You show the universe that you are ready for lasting abundance, because you no longer move with panic, but with purpose. The impatient spirit chases fleeting riches. The faithful spirit builds enduring wealth. Patience allows divine order to arrange every detail perfectly, so that when your blessing arrives it stays. To align with divine order is to align with truth. It is to understand that everything you seek already exists in spirit, waiting for your faith to call it into form. You do not need to force, you need only to believe and act from guidance. When you align with divine wisdom, you stop investing from greed and begin investing from clarity. You stop reacting to the outer world and begin creating from the inner world. Divine order speaks through intuition, through peace, through the quiet knowing that says, hold steady, your time will come. When you follow that inner voice, your path becomes guided and your steps secure. Faith and patience together create harmony in the soul. They dissolve fear, silence doubt, and open the door to divine increase. The one who holds faith in divine order does not seek validation from the world, because they are already certain of the unseen supply. Their wealth does not depend on outer conditions but on inner alignment. They move through life with calm assurance, knowing that every right opportunity will appear at the perfect time. This is not mere philosophy, it is the spiritual law of manifestation. When your thoughts, words, and actions are aligned with divine truth, your outer life must reflect it. True wealth begins in the mind and expands through the heart. It is not about accumulation but about alignment. When you align with divine order, everything you need flows to you naturally. You no longer chase abundance, you attract it. You no longer cling to outcomes, you trust their unfolding. Faith opens the gate, patience keeps it open, and divine order delivers what is yours. Each moment you remain calm in the face of uncertainty, you strengthen your connection to the infinite source of supply. The more you trust, the faster you align. The more you align, the more your life mirrors abundance. The greatest investors, the greatest creators, the greatest souls all share one secret. They trust in something beyond the visible. They do not act from fear but from inner conviction. They know that true wealth is a reflection of consciousness, not circumstance. They understand that everything that endures must first be built in spirit, and so they hold their vision with faith, wait with patience, and walk in divine order, knowing that in due season, All things unfold for their good. Great investments mirror great ideas. Hold them with unwavering belief, not fear. Every great creation begins as an invisible thought, a spark of divine inspiration born in the unseen realm of mind. Before any empire was built, before any fortune was made, there was first an idea. And behind that idea stood faith. To invest in something truly great is to recognize that divine intelligence has found expression through form, that a higher order has revealed itself through human creativity and purpose. When you buy into a great idea, you are joining forces with divine inspiration, and such a partnership demands belief, patience, and spiritual vision. Fear clouds that vision, making one doubt the power of the unseen. Yet it is the unseen that sustains the seen, and those who forget this truth sell not only their investment, but their belief in the law of growth itself. To hold a great investment is to affirm the power of divine substance at work through the material world. It is to say, I recognize the intelligence behind this creation, and I will stand with it while it unfolds. Many watch the waves of fortune rise and fall, and let their emotions dictate their actions. They sell when fear whispers and buy when greed shouts, and thus they are tossed about like leaves in the wind. But the one who understands spiritual law knows that fear is illusion, and belief is power. Belief anchors the soul in divine order, allowing one to see beyond temporary appearances to the truth that endures. Ideas are alive, they carry vibration, energy, and divine purpose. When an idea is right, when it serves life, when it expands good, it is touched by the hand of the infinite. To recognize such an idea and support it through investment is a sacred act of faith. You are saying yes to the expansion of good on earth. You are becoming a channel through which divine abundance flows. But the key lies in holding that belief even when appearances waver. For the outer world always tests the inner conviction. The storm comes to see if the roots are deep. The wise soul does not uproot their seed at the first sign of rain. They understand that every great thing must prove its strength before it can bear fruit. The market, like life, reflects consciousness. It magnifies the collective emotions of fear, greed, and doubt. Yet beneath that noise lies a perfect order. When you align your mind with truth instead of chaos, you see the deeper pattern, the divine rhythm of rise and fall that serves growth. Holding an investment through this rhythm is an act of spiritual steadiness. You are demonstrating mastery over emotion and choosing trust over turmoil. You are saying, I believe in divine law more than I fear human reaction. Such faith always brings reward, for the universe honors steadfastness. It multiplies what is held in harmony with truth. Fear is the great thief of fortune. It steals not only wealth but wisdom, not only opportunity but peace. It whispers lies that turn the strong uncertain and the faithful weak. Yet fear has no power except the power we give it through belief. When one truly knows that divine substance is the only reality, fear dissolves like mist before the morning sun. To hold a great stock, a great vision, or a great idea, you must hold yourself in spiritual balance. Your outer investment grows in proportion to your inner certainty. Every time you affirm faith instead of fear, you strengthen your foundation and magnetize prosperity toward you. Great ideas are divine seeds. They are planted in the minds of men and women to uplift the world, to solve problems, to expand good. Some express through art, others through technology, others through commerce. When you recognize one of these ideas and invest, you are participating in the divine plan of expansion. But you must hold your ground with conviction. The early days of any great idea are often uncertain, for divine creation is always tested by time. The impatient sell their blessing just before the bloom. The faithful wait until divine order brings the increase. Unwavering belief does not mean blind ignorance, it means spiritual understanding. It means seeing beyond outer events to the inner truth. The one who believes knows that divine intelligence governs every process of growth. The leaves may fall in autumn, but they do not signal death. They signal preparation. So it is with great investments. There are seasons of harvest and seasons of rest. When you understand the rhythm of divine order, you no longer fear the waiting. You know that all things are moving toward their perfect fulfillment. The spiritual investor holds faith, not only in the idea but in the law behind it. They understand that prosperity flows through channels but comes from source. They are calm when others panic, because they are rooted in truth. They have learned to listen to the still small voice of intuition rather than the noise of the crowd. This inner voice never speaks in fear, only in guidance. It whispers when to act, when to hold, and when to let divine timing unfold. The one who follows that guidance always prospers, for they are in tune with higher intelligence. Belief transforms the invisible into the visible. It is the bridge between thought and manifestation. Every great fortune began as a thought held with conviction. When you hold your investments with unwavering belief, you create a field of energy that sustains and multiplies them. The outer results may seem slow, but spiritual substance works in silence. It builds form through alignment, not through haste. The universe honors those who trust the process, who refuse to let fear dictate their actions. Fear contracts, faith expands. When you choose faith, you open the channel through which your good can flow freely. You must guard your thoughts as you guard your treasures. Do not allow doubt to enter the sacred chamber of your mind. For as you think, so shall your wealth unfold. When you see others selling in fear, bless them, but stand firm in divine understanding. Say within yourself, I hold this idea in light, I trust the process. I walk with divine order. These silent affirmations create invisible walls of protection around your prosperity. Nothing of confusion can enter where truth is firmly established. Every great investment is a reflection of universal law, the law of increase, the law of growth, the law of divine unfolding. When you align your belief with these laws, you align yourself with infinite supply. You become part of the current that flows ever upward, even when the surface waves appear turbulent. Hold your great ideas, your great stocks, your great visions as sacred trusts. Treat them with reverence and gratitude. The same divine intelligence that inspired them will sustain them. Unwavering belief is spiritual wealth in motion. It creates calm where others see crisis, opportunity where others see loss. It opens the mind to divine guidance and keeps the heart steady in all seasons. When you invest with belief rather than fear, you are not gambling. You are cooperating with the universe. You are saying yes to the divine plan of expansion. You are living by the highest principle of prosperity, that what is held in faith grows in form. The outer world rewards confidence, but the inner world rewards conviction. The one who believes without seeing, who holds without doubting, who trusts without trembling, becomes a magnet for all good. For the universe mirrors the mind that mirrors divine order. The wise do not seek to outguess the market, they seek to align with truth. They know that every great idea carries within it the seed of eternal growth. To hold such an idea with unwavering belief is to hold the key to enduring wealth. Prosperity rewards steadfastness. Never sell your faith in what you know to be true. The law of abundance responds not to haste or hesitation, but to stability of spirit. When you are unwavering in your faith, when you refuse to be swayed by appearances or emotions, you align yourself with the current of divine supply that never fails. Many souls wander from one opportunity to another, from one idea to the next, chasing outer signs of success without realizing that true prosperity begins within. The universe does not reward the restless mind, it rewards the steadfast heart that holds its belief through every season, through every shadow, through every storm. When you plant your faith firmly in truth, you create a vibration that calls forth abundance in its perfect time and perfect form. There will always be moments when fear seeks to shake your confidence, when doubt whispers that perhaps you should let go, when others tell you that the tide has turned. Yet prosperity is not born from the opinions of others. It is born from your alignment with the law that governs all creation. The outer world shifts like sand, but divine truth stands eternal. The one who holds fast to truth cannot be moved by appearances. To sell your faith is to sell your foundation, to trade eternal law for temporary illusion. The wise hold steady, trusting that divine order is at work even when the surface seems chaotic. Steadfastness is the secret force behind every enduring fortune, every lasting creation, every fulfilled dream. The steadfast do not allow temporary setbacks to define their destiny. They understand that delays are not denials, that pauses are preparations. They keep their vision clear and their heart calm, for they know that the universe moves with perfect precision. Every great structure must first withstand, the weight of testing before it can rise to its full height. So too must your faith be tested, not to break you, but to prove your readiness for greater good. The soul that remains unshaken through trial earns mastery over circumstance. When you never sell your faith, you declare that divine truth is your only reality. You are no longer guided by outer fluctuations but by inner conviction. You stop reacting to fear and begin responding to wisdom. You stop running after opportunity and begin attracting it. This steadfast state of consciousness magnetizes prosperity, for it mirrors the constancy of divine order itself. The universe is steady, harmonious, unhurried, and perfectly balanced. When your faith reflects that same steadiness, your life reflects the abundance of that divine balance. The world is full of noise. Voices predicting downfall, news spreading panic, opinions shifting like the wind. But the wise know that the real market is within. The market of your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions. That is where all wealth begins. If your inner market is stable, no outer fluctuation can disturb your peace. You must learn to be still in the storm, to trust that what you have built upon truth cannot be destroyed by appearances. When others sell in fear, you hold in faith. When others doubt, you affirm. When others flee, you stand. Such inner composure invites divine protection and increase. To remain steadfast does not mean to resist change, but to trust divine timing. Sometimes divine law closes one door, only to open a greater one. The steadfast soul does not panic when the form shifts. They recognize that substance remains. Prosperity is spiritual substance first and material expression second. When you keep your faith anchored in this invisible source, you can watch outer conditions transform, without losing your inner balance. You know that divine substance cannot diminish. It only changes form to serve a higher expression. Many people lose their prosperity not because they lack opportunity, but because they abandon their faith too soon. They give up at the moment when breakthrough is near. They let appearances convince them that divine law has failed, when in truth it is working behind the scenes. Faith must be held until the manifestation is complete. To sell your belief before the blessing appears is like uprooting a tree before it bears fruit. You cannot rush divine process, you can only trust it. The one who waits in quiet assurance always sees results beyond expectation. Steadfastness is not stubbornness, it is spiritual discipline. It is the power to remain centered in truth, while the world trembles with uncertainty. The steadfast soul knows that divine law does not forget. It fulfills every promise in its perfect way. When you remain faithful to what you know is right, you invite divine intelligence to act on your behalf. That intelligence arranges circumstances, brings opportunities, and opens paths that human effort alone could never create. It is your unwavering faith that calls this higher order into motion. Never sell your faith for fear is a false currency. It may buy temporary relief but costs eternal peace. Faith, however, is divine currency. It holds value in all realms and multiplies as you use it. Each time you choose faith over fear, you invest in your own spiritual wealth. You strengthen your inner foundation, and widen the channel through which prosperity flows. The universe never withholds, it only mirrors. When you stand firm in truth, it mirrors that firmness through stability, increase, and success. True prosperity requires loyalty to your vision. You must stand by your beliefs as you would stand by a trusted friend. The law of success does not work for the wavering. It responds to the unwavering. The more you doubt, the more you delay. The more you trust, the faster the results unfold. The universe moves through certainty, not confusion. The one who holds steady becomes a beacon of confidence, and that confidence draws good from every direction. Divine law cannot fail a soul that refuses to quit. Faith held through difficulty becomes strength. Every trial endured with calm assurance builds spiritual muscle. Each time you resist the temptation to surrender, you prove your readiness for greater responsibility. Prosperity is not a reward, it is a reflection of spiritual maturity. The steadfast soul has learned to trust unseen forces, to move by intuition rather than impulse, to remain peaceful amid change. Such a soul cannot be impoverished, for they carry the source of abundance within. To never sell your faith is to recognize that your wealth is divine, not dependent on circumstance. Markets may rise and fall, but divine law is constant. When you hold to that truth, You rise above limitation. You become like the sun, shining whether the clouds pass or not. You no longer react to outer movement because your trust is anchored in eternal order. Prosperity responds to this energy. It finds you, supports you, and expands through you because you have become a steady vessel for divine increase. Steadfastness is the language of the infinite. The universe speaks in patterns of rhythm, not rush. The ocean does not fear the tide, it trusts its return. The seasons do not hurry their bloom, they unfold in divine order. So too must your prosperity unfold. When you remain faithful, when you refuse to waver, you harmonize with this rhythm. Every choice made in peace sends out waves of stability that return multiplied. The more steadfast you are, the greater your magnetism for good becomes. Never sell your faith in yourself, in your vision, in divine order. The world may test you. The results may delay, but the law cannot be broken. It must fulfill its promise when your belief remains firm. Those who hold faith through all appearances become masters of manifestation. They are no longer controlled by circumstances, because they understand that circumstance is merely the shadow of consciousness. Prosperity rewards those who stay aligned with truth, for truth is the only investment that never depreciates. Your faith is your greatest asset, your most powerful investment, your unshakable foundation. Guard it, nurture it, stand by it. The moment you refuse to sell your faith for doubt, you claim dominion over lack. You rise above fear, and in that rise, prosperity flows naturally toward you. The steadfast are the inheritors of divine abundance, for they have proven themselves faithful stewards of truth. The law of prosperity is simple yet eternal. Hold fast, believe deeply, act rightly, and divine increase will find you in every season,